Hey everybody and welcome to this video. I'm Inxlaura123 and in this video I'm going to be talking about one of my favourite subjects, and that is books. Books. I'm a complete bookworm, book nerd, book lover, book geek, whatever you want to call it. I love books. I read every single day. I'm a bit of a reading machine, you know. I do get through a lot of books and I just love it. Like, it's a great form of relaxation and escapism from like the stress of real life, and I just read like literally all day if I could, but I can't because I have to go to work, but I just love it. I love reading, and in this video I'm just going to kind of have bookish chats. So I've got some notes here on very scrappy bits of paper with bad handwriting. I think my handwriting is just getting worse over the years, which is really embarrassing because, yeah, I just want nice, neat handwriting, and I just haven't got that. So anyway, yeah, here are my notes. I am going to be talking about some of my favourite books from 2017. So I went on to my Goodreads app and kind of looked back at some of the books that I read last year, because I read so many, I basically forget, you know. So Goodreads is a great app, you know, in general, but it's great for kind of reminding me what books I read and what I thought about them, etc. Yeah, link to my Goodreads page down below in the description box. Come follow me on there. So yeah, some of my favourite books, ones that I've give like 4 or 5 stars to. Then I'm going to be talking about some of the books I didn't like last year, and I know that some of the books that I'm going to mention are like really popular, like everyone loved them, but I didn't. So it's just my view, my opinion. Don't hate me. So that's that. Then I've got some bookish goals, because I've seen quite a few booktubers doing these kind of bookish goals videos. I didn't have enough to make like a whole video about, so I just thought I'd kind of include them in this bookish chat and ramble video. And finally, I've got a list. I don't know if I can read it because it just looks like a mess, of books that I'm really excited for, anticipating to come out this year. And I've got 2 new books that I'm going to show you as well that I got today from Waterstones. The first one is Dumpling by Julie Murphy, which I hate the title of this book because my mum used to call me a little dumpling, so I'm quite small and chubby and round, and anyway, but no, it's supposed to be a really good book, and I got this book for £1. Seriously, it got knocked down to £3 in clearance, but because it's kind of damaged on the cover, the girl put it through. She was like, "Oh, it's £1." I was like, cool. To be fair, it's literally just the cover that's a bit kind of folded and ripped, but the whole book's like completely fine, new. So I was like, yeah, I'll have that. And it's getting turned into a film. Random information there, you might not know that, but if you are interested, it is going to be a film. And also I've got Elijah and Her Monsters by, I've got to say this properly, Francesca Zappia. I think that's how you pronounce it. Look at this gorgeous cover. Literally, I've seen this book on so many booktube videos, and my favourite booktuber, Kit Kats Can Read, has talked about it. She's read it and she just says it's really good. So I was like, if Kit Kats Can Read likes it, I'm gonna love it, because I do love pretty much most of the books that she's like mentioned and stuff. So anyway, right, let's get started. I do have a bottle of water here. I was going to call this like a book chats and coffee, and just sit here with a really like, you know, nice cup of cappuccino and, you know, sip my coffee, talk about books. But I've already had a coffee today and I'm on this kind of get fit, healthy kind of thing. And yeah, I didn't want like too much coffee. And, you know, it's always important to drink lots of water. There we go. Honestly, I'm drinking so much water, because everyone says if you want to lose weight, right, you've got to drink loads and loads of water. And now I'm just like, oh, so much water. Anyway, right, so let's get cracking. So I'm just going to read out the titles of the books and the author of the my favourite books from 2017. Not going to go into like each and every book. If you like the sound of it, or, you know, anything, just look it up on Goodreads, find out what it's about, or Google it and find out what the book's about. Or maybe you've even heard these books, maybe you've read them. But these are, as I say, books on Goodreads that I'd give a 4 or a 5 stars to. So in no particular order, by the way, I was going to do like a top 10, like my favourite books, but I couldn't work out an order, because I loved them all. They were all 4 and 5, so they're obviously like books that I enjoyed a lot. So first of all, I have to say Geek Girl series by Holly Smale. I've got one here actually. There we go. This is the last book in the series, the epic series finale, Forever Geek. This is the book I'm currently reading, by the way, and I've thoroughly, I sounded really English then, thoroughly enjoyed this series. It's been absolutely brilliant, and my fiance Nathan got me the whole series for Christmas. I literally started right on Christmas Day with number 1 of the series, and now I'm on like the last one. They're just so like fun and great. I love the character of Harriet. She's just like, oh, she kind of like would be my best pal. She's like just amazing. But anyway, so that's the book I'm currently reading, and yeah, that's the series of this year, of last year that I loved. Also, last year, Letters to the... It sounds weird saying last year, because it was only like a week or so ago. But anyway, you know what I mean. Letters to the Lost by Bridget... Oh, I think it's Chimera. Yeah, beautiful book, really touching. Oh, amazing. I'll give that 5 stars. Then I read the wonderful Kendir Blake. Number 3 comes out this year in the series. Very excited. So 3 Dark Crowns and 1 Dark Throne. Absolutely loved it. And the whole like sisters and battling against each other, and I loved it. It was wonderful. Then I read and gave 4 stars to Little Sister by Isabel Ashdown. That was really good. And oh my god, yeah, Playlist for the Dead. I absolutely love that. Michelle Falkoff. I thought that was just wonderful, that book, Playlist for the Dead. But then I got another book from her afterwards and didn't like it that much at all. But anyway, but yeah, Playlist for the Dead was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. Then on my list of books that I loved is The Nowhere Girls by Amy Reed. That was wonderful, and a classic that I only just got to read this year. Why didn't I read it before? I don't know. But it was definitely worth the wait, and that was The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. Then there was Warcross, love that, by Marie Lu. Hopefully, I think it's the end of this year. Really loud motorbike going past, sorry. At the end of this year will be Warcross number 2, and I looked up and apparently it is untitled at the moment. But yeah, really loved Warcross, brilliant book. And also really loved Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. The sequel comes out to that this year as well. I loved Steve Camden's book Tape. I've got another book from him that I've got to read this year. Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Oh my god, loved that book so much. And this year, towards the end of the year, I think it is, the next book comes out, but it's all like focused on his sister. And of course the film is out this year about it as well. So I'm really excited. I loved that book. It was great. Then I had Stephanie Perkins, There's Someone Inside Your House. It really upset me when I'd go online and see like lots of bad like reviews of it, because I thought There's Someone Inside Your House was an absolutely brilliant book. I know it was very different from like the normal books she did, like not girly romance, you know, it was all kind of scary and thriller, but I really loved it. Kind of reminded me of Scream, the movie. Like, I don't know, I thought it was brilliant. Also loved Moxie by Jennifer Matthew, real kind of girl power. Yeah, no, I really love that book. It was brilliant. And The Lovely Wonder, that was a really sweet book. That really touched me actually. It was a lovely book by R.J. Palacio. Hope you said like that. Then I've got Gretchen McNeil 10, which was absolutely brilliant. And I can't wait for Murder Trending. That's the next book by Gretchen McNeil, because wow, like if 10 was good, Murder Trending's going to be good. I just know it. It just sounds so good. Then I had Chloe Sager with Editing Emma. And now I've read Geek Girl. I can say it's quite a similar kind of style to Geek Girl, which I love. And apparently there is going to be a number 2 of Editing Emma. So that's pretty cool. A brilliant thriller I read. Do love my thrillers. Was Laura Marshall, Friend Request. Absolutely brilliant. Got me proper like, and hooked. It was great. And also a brilliant book I read. Another thriller, kind of spooky, eerie, kind of like, brilliant thriller, was Final Girls by Riley Sager. Brilliant. Apparently, get this, it's going to be turned into a film. I forgot to tell Nathan actually, because Nathan hears all about my books all the time. He doesn't have to read them, I just tell him about them all. But yeah, Final Girls is going to be a film. and I'm really mega excited about that actually. Anyway, next book I loved last year was Hate List by Jennifer Brown. That was brilliant. And Zero Day by Jan Gangsi. Really like Zero Day, and I hope they'll do a number 2. Not sure they will, or she will, but I hope she will. It was real kind of, it was young adult, but it was like political and a bit of romance, a bit of friendship, and like just exciting. Like I really loved that. Zero Day was brilliant. Then it was Ali Land's book, Good Me, Bad Me, which a lot of people were raving about, and I could totally understand after I read it because it was absolutely fantastic. Last year I reread Night Circus, my favourite book of all time by Erin Morgenstern. I'm so crap at saying names, sorry. But yeah, I'd read Night Circus before. It's my favourite book of all time, and I wanted to reread it on my birthday, August the 3rd, in case anyone wants to like send me any presents. Anyway, but yeah, I reread Night Circus, and I don't know, second time around it made me feel even more emotional and more like obsessed with it. It was just so magical. Then I read The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee, which, you know, another book, magical and exciting, and the adventure of it, the characters were great. There's going to be number 2 this year as well, which is, again, it's based on his sister, like in Simon. They're going to do this book based on his sister as well. A lot of sisters getting involved in sequels this year. Another book that I absolutely adored that took a complete different twist than I even imagined was Lauren James' The Loneliest Girl in the Universe. Oh my God, that book. I cried, I was emotional, I was shocked. Absolutely loved it, and it had a really pretty cover. Really nice book cover. The next book I had, I actually kind of remember reading this, but I give it a 5 out of stars, was Crystal Sestari, or Sestari, The Best Kind of Magic. I kind of remember it, but as I say, I read so many books, I can't really remember it perfectly, but I do kind of remember it. Then, oh, that was good, yeah, Nikki Cloak. I read 2 books from her this year, loved both of them. Follow Me Back and Close Your Eyes. Both absolutely brilliant. Really, really good. Oh my God, yeah. Can't do a video like this without mentioning Victoria Schwab's books. I love Victoria Schwab's books. They're just amazing. I read all of them this year that she's done. Vicious was brilliant. Number 2 coming out this year. Yeah. Don't know what that was. Yeah. This Savage Song, a Dark Duet, Dark Shade of Magic series is just absolutely brilliant. Basically, any book Victoria Schwab does is like, oh yeah, just 5 stars. I just love her writing style, her characters, the worlds that she creates, just everything. The next book I really, really enjoyed actually. It made me quite sad at the end. Don't want to give too much away. Was Orphans of the Carnival by Carol Birch. That was a really weird read and really, really good and really emotional, really fun. I love circuses and freak shows and things like that. I love reading about them. And then after I read the book, I found out that it was actually based on a real character, a real story. So I was like, what? So yeah, that was a really, really good book. One of Us is Lying, I absolutely loved, by Karen McManus. I just loved it so much. It was so good, like seriously so good. Then I read Into the Water, really liked that. That was a good book. And The One by John Mars, that was really cool. All about like DNA and who your kind of soulmate would be. That was really weird and interesting. Really liked that. It's a good thriller. Oh my God, yes. This last year I read a book called Geekerella by Ashley Poston, and I loved it. Absolutely freaking loved it. I loved the cover, I loved the story, I loved the characters. I just loved Geekerella so much. It was brilliant. It was like Cinderella and like modern day kind of telling, and also a bit of like cosplay, and I just loved it. Another book I love, I'm going through this list thinking, oh, I love that one. But this is the list of books I love. Not with it, am I? 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I loved, obviously. Now, that was really, really cool. I still haven't seen the show. Everyone goes, oh, you should watch the TV show. But I don't know, like, part of me wants to and part of me doesn't want to, because I love the book so much. And apparently it's quite different than the book. And I'm like, meh. Also, The Girl Before by J.P. Delaney. That was a really good thriller. Really, really good. And The Adorable Kenda Blake, Anna Dressed in Blood. Love that. And The Scarecrow Queen by Melinda Salisbury. That was good. Hollow Pike by James or Juno Dawson. Lee Bardugo, love everything that woman does. Shadow and Bone, Six Crows, Cricket Kingdom. I just love anything she does. She's an amazing author. Tammy Cohen, When She Was Bad. That was a brilliant thriller. James Dawson, Juno Dawson, Say Her Name. That was really cool. That was really scary, actually. And yeah, The Golem and the Djinn by Helen Wecker was definitely one of my favourite reads of last year. It was an absolutely brilliant book. Apparently she was only going to write it as a solo, but it went down so well, so many people liked it, she's decided to turn it into a series, and the sequel comes out at the end of the year. It's so good. Like, seriously, The Golem and the Djinn has to go up there in my top favourite books of all time. It's that good. I loved it. And the last one, oh no, I've got two more that I loved from last year. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. The ending was a weird, and I was like, what? It was really good. Like that book. And 13 Minutes by Sarah Pimborough, which was brilliant. Apparently the girl in Waterstones that I chat to, she said that there's a new Sarah Pimborough book coming out. So I'm going to have to look that up, because she's a great author. So there we go. They are the books that I loved last year. I would go into more detail, but it'd just be all night. You'd get bored, and yeah. Plus, to be fair, in other like previous videos, if you want to look back through my old videos, I've done like monthly wrap-ups where I've gone into more detail about each book. So yeah, I mean, not all of them, but a lot of them are mentioned in like previous wrap-up videos. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you books I didn't like last year. I'm really worried to do this in case people like hate me. But as I say, we all have different views, opinions, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, just get on with it, Laura. So the first book I hated, I'm going to say hated because, no, that's a bit, I don't know, I don't want to say hate. Hate is a strong word. Disliked. The first book I disliked, there we go, was Michelle Fulkoff with Pushing Perfect. Tongue teaser. Pushing Perfect. Basically, I read Playlist of the Dead, loved Playlist of the Dead, and then I thought I would check out this book. Didn't like it at all. It's just not good. I really couldn't stand it. I had to stop halfway through because it's like, this is boring me. So I didn't like that. I didn't like All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater. And it's really sad because I used to absolutely adore the Shiver series that she done years ago. Wonderful, wonderful series like Shiver, Linger. But I don't know, like the other books that I've tried to read from her, like the Raven Boys, etc., I just can't get into. I'm just like, so I thought I would give this one a go, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like All the Crooked Saints. Mary the Summoning by Hilary Monaghan was just terrible. It looked really good on the cover and scary, but it wasn't very scary. It was just ridiculous. And I know this is going to be like, but I really didn't like Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I don't get it. Well, I get it. I get what the story was about, but I don't get why everyone's so hyped up about him. Like, I'd never read a book by him before. So I thought, everyone's going on about it. I'm going to check it out. And I don't know, like, yeah, there's the whole kind of anxiety, OCD thing, and I have both. I suffer from both. But in actual fact, reading about it actually triggered my anxiety and triggered my OCD, made me worse. So, I just didn't feel it. I don't know what his other books are like, but I just didn't like it. I just thought, it was just like the way it started, and then the way it went, and it was, I don't know, I didn't like it. Another book I didn't like was by Teddy Wayne. It was called Loner. It's just a little small novel that I'd got from the library, and I really didn't like it. It was quite, like, normally I like the main character, and in this book I just didn't like him. It was very dark subject, and it was just not nice. I didn't enjoy it. I felt very uncomfortable reading that book. I didn't like it. Another book that a lot of people love and I just didn't like was They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I didn't like it because it was just so, like, nothing was really explained. Like, there was these people, and you get told you only got one day to live, and they all kind of go out and do things, and I don't know, like, you didn't really get to find out what it was all about, you know, like you're just meant to believe that this thing has happened. Like I wanted to know who this company were, you know, why did it all happen, and I don't know, I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. And the last book that I'm gonna say that I didn't like was by A.G. Howard, and it was called Roseblood. So yeah, once again, another popular book on BookTube, but I didn't like it. I know it's got like a kind of Phantom of the Opera kind of theme going on, and the cover looks so beautiful, but I just didn't like it. I think I got like a little bit into it and thought, not feeling it. There's no point in reading a book if you're not feeling it. That's, you know, obviously I do give it a go and I carry on reading, but if I'm still not feeling it, then I just don't bother, because I've got too many other books to read. Right, next up, I should have charged my camcorder because the battery looks quite low. I didn't realise. Oopsie. Next up, I'm going to just quickly then, quicker than I was going to, mention my bookish goals for 2018. Book goals. Oh yeah. So, I want to read more series this year, not just standalones, because I've read a lot of standalones last year, and I want to read lots more like series. I've already got some in my bookcases, trilogies and big series, so I've just got to get through them, and also maybe start 1 or 2 new series as well. But yeah, definitely more series, but I'll obviously still read my standalone books because I love those, but I do want to read some more series. Also, I want to read more books that I can't read my writing. read more books that I already own instead of keep buying new ones, which hasn't worked because I bought 2 new ones today. But there we go. But no, I've just got so many books. I've got like 3 bookcases, 1 in my bedroom, 1 in the loft, which is like a little like room upstairs we have all done up and stuff, and in the spare room. 3 bookcases filled with books, and some of them I've read and I keep because I love so much, but others that I've not read yet. So I really do need to go through the bookcases this year. Also, I've got a Goodreads challenge, and that is to read, it's like a goal, and it's to read 120 books this year. That is my goal. That's my goal. Goodreads, you do this challenge and you can choose how many books you want to read. Like some people's like 20, 50. Me, bookworm, is like 120. I think I can do it. I read about 100 last year, so I'm in with a chance. Also, read more in the library because it relaxes me, and I like the whole vibe of sitting reading in the library because there's books surrounding you. And also, lastly, don't feel bad when I don't like hyped books. It's true, like I watch booktubers, and as I say, like Turtles Down the Way, you know, everyone seems to like these books, and I'm just like, I don't like it. And then I start to feel bad, and, you know, if I'm doing a review, I start to feel a bit guilty, like, oh, I don't want to say I don't like it because so many people loved it and all that. So this year, I don't care. I didn't like it, and I'm voicing my opinion. Anyway, my battery's getting really low. Very quickly then, I'm going to show you these 2 new books that I got today. Yeah, Dumpling. I don't think I've got time to read all about it, but it looks pretty good. Go Big or Go Home. It's all about kind of being happy with your body shape and big girls rock, and, you know, I think it's like a beauty pageant and friendship and romance, and I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I've got that. And as I say, Eliza and Her Monsters was recommended by the adorable Kit Kats Can Read. Apparently, online her story is a phenomenon. She's like really popular and confident, and in real life her life is kind of a disaster, it says, because she's quite shy. She writes like fan fiction and stuff, but I don't know, it sounds really cool, and I'm gonna check it out. And I love the cover because it's just really pretty. I really wanted to tell you my anticipated books for next year. If my camera dies, okay, so I've mentioned a few anyway. Yeah, the new Mackenzie Lee book, Amanda Foodie, Ace of Shades, looks pretty cool. Obviously, Gollum and the Djinn, #2. Oh yeah, Cassandra Clare, Queen of Air and Darkness, the next Mortal Instruments book. Oh my god, can't wait for that. Veronica Roth, as I said before, The Fates Divide, that is Carve the Mark sequel. The Hazelwood, that's supposed to be brilliant. Leah Offbeat. Oh, Leah on the Offbeat. That's Becky Albertalli. That's the one I can't wait for. Murder Trending, Gretchen McNeil. Warcross 2, which is at the moment untitled, by Marie Lou. Stephanie Garber, Legendary. There's so many more, but I've not wrote them all down, but there's lots of good books coming out next year. Lots of sequels that obviously I've read number 1 and I want to read number 2, and lots of solo books as well. What else have I got on here? I can't read my own writing. There's one called The Sacrifice Box. That's what I'm excited to read. That comes out, I think, in a couple of weeks. That looks amazing. Gonna get that the day it comes out, but I can't remember who it's by. And I've ordered a book on eBay today. Don't Die Battery. Stay with me. And it's called Find Me by J.S. Monroe. I think this guy's girlfriend dies. She jumps off and kills herself, and they think she's dead, but he keeps getting messages from her, or is it her? Is it spooky stuff, or is someone just being nasty? What's going on? So yeah. Oof. Anyway, right, I can't believe my camera battery has lasted. Thank you, camera battery. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and tell me what books you're enjoying, what books you've read recently, what books you're excited to read this year, what books you didn't like last year, any book recommendations for me. And as I say, this is the book I'm currently reading, and it's just amazing. I'm loving it. Forever Geek. That is pretty much me. I'm a forever geek. I'm going to be a geek forever. So yeah, please check out the Geek Girl series. It's amazing. And what's really cool is that Holly Smale, the author, has been replying to my tweets on Twitter. I'm like, oh my God. Because like, I get a proper fangirl when like authors reply to me. Anyway, right, I'm going to go now. Thanks for watching. Please click like, comment, subscribe, and come follow me on Goodreads. And that's down below, all the links to Goodreads and Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, everything is down below in the description box. Come follow me. I always follow back. Okay, my camera is flashing now. It's going to die any second. Right, lots of love, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye. Carry on reading.